is Jeff Cowan coming to you from Jeff Cowan's Pro Talk with my weekly podcast entitled Right Service, Write Your Own Paycheck, The Path to Making $100,000 a Year when writing service in the United States of America and or Canada in the automotive industry. Now, 20% of you out there that are doing this in those two countries are making $100,000 or more. 80% of you are not. As a matter of fact, 80% of you are not only not making $100,000 or more, but you're missing it by a wide margin. So how do you turn that around? How do you maximize the opportunity? Well, one thing is you keep listening to me, keep listening to this podcast, and get involved in some of the things I've got going on. That's how I have shown literally thousands and thousands of people who are almost making nothing doing this job, and very quickly, and I'm talking very quickly, within 30 to 60 days, turn their career around and put them on the path to making $100,000 a year. I got a great topic for you today. It's very timely because this is the time of year my phone and companies like mine, their phones start ringing off the hook, and when we pick them up, we got business owners and service managers in near panic. Why? Because their numbers suck. They're looking at their summer numbers, they're starting to get them back, and they're finding that their sales penetration has dropped to almost nothing. Some of these people are off by 50 to 60%. Their survey scores have fallen through the floor, and we can only assume if those two things have fallen through the floor that customer retention can't be far behind. So first, let's look at why this happens. Well, the reason it happens is because as we get toward the end of May and school starts to let out, temperatures start to rise. High temperatures are very, very hard on vehicles. We get this big influx of business about mid-May, June, July, and even into August. All right, this big influx of business. So we go from writing maybe as an individual 15 repair orders a day to 20, 25 or more. Or you as a manager or business owner, you see your people go from writing 15 to 20, 25 repair orders or more a day. And here's what's crazy about it. You're doing almost double the work for the same amount of money. It's very rare that service advisors have their paychecks jump to any significant level during the summer months just because they've taken on more people. As a matter of fact, many times we see it stay the same and sometimes even drop. Why? Because when you take in more people, you don't have enough time to handle them. We go from giving each customer 10 to 15 minutes per down to 3 to 5, maybe 7 minutes. I mean, it just becomes a factory. Well, how you prevent this is easy. You beef up your staff and train them in the summer. I mean, a couple of extra people, we're not talking hundreds, a couple extra people that are well trained to assist your service advisors. And trust me, there's college students out there all over that love doing this. You wouldn't have to have this headache. But most of you now find yourself in this situation, your numbers suck, so we got to reset. So how do we reset? How do we reset and get back to the numbers we had prior to May? You know, because again, you should have 2.5 hours per repair order on your service drive, including oil changes. Your customer retention should be above 80%. Your survey score should be near perfect, or at least in the top 5 to 6% in the nation if you're doing this right, and it's easy to do. So how are we going to reset this? Number one, whether you're an advisor, because sometimes you don't have management that can help you out with this, so you might have to do this on your own, or you're a manager or business owner, here's how you reset. Number one, identify the numbers that have fallen. Now, it's easy to say this, and I think sometimes people overgeneralize it, and they just say, okay, our hours per repair order went from 2.5 down to 1.5, or we were 1.9 and we dropped down to 1.1, so we got to work on that. All right, well, that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, of course, you're going to look at that big number, but what caused that big number to drop? Were you presenting things like fluid exchanges and headlight cleanings and details and things like that, and now you're not because you don't have the time? Were you doing multi-point inspections on every single car coming across your drive, and now you find out because of the influx of business, somebody somewhere along the line, whether it's a technician, a manager, an advisor, decided we didn't have time, so we're not doing that? Is it the individual services? Are we not presenting the big repair jobs because we're not doing the multi-point inspections? Are we not? What exact numbers are falling? We're not selling tires during the summer. What exact numbers are falling? Because we're gonna change that. Number two, know what you as an individual or the store is doing that's different. Now, if you had decent numbers or great numbers going into the summer months, and then the last 2 or 3 months you've thrown it all away like most of you have, it means you're doing something different. And again, it almost always goes back to the big influx of business. We start taking in more customers than we can physically handle. All right? We can physically handle. So what are we doing different? Were we walking around cars before and now we stopped? Were we doing multi-point inspections and now we're not? Were we presenting tires and now we're not? Did we have an alignment machine in the middle of the drive we were using and now we're not? What are you doing different? Again, maybe it's just simply the walk around. Are you not handling your customer inspections? What are you doing different? Okay. Number 3, you know where I'm going with this. Correct the differences. If you were doing, for example, let's stick with some of these things we talked about, doing multi-point inspections and now you're not, that's an easy fix. Managers, grow some strength, grow some confidence. Business owners, get strong here and just make it mandatory starting now. This isn't something you have to build up to, but starting now, tomorrow, that every car that comes in gets a multi-point inspection. Let's say you stop doing walk-arounds. You just, starting now, we start doing walk-arounds again. Let's say you were using the alignment machine, the Hunter alignment machine you've got in the middle of your drive in your nine more. Starting now, we start doing the things we were doing before when we were successful. Okay, you're going to reset. Okay? Now, I've got 2 more things that we need to talk about because there's 5 things you do to reset. But before I do that, I want to tell you about something. Hey, I'm doing some workshops, and you got to get yourself signed up for these workshops. And advisors, if you're paying for this with your own money, your own credit card, your own check, I've got a special deal for you. If you're a business, you got to get your people here. And who knows, I might have a special for you business owners too. But these things are great. We're doing them in Atlanta, we're doing them in Phoenix, we're doing them in Toronto, Canada, we're doing them in Indianapolis, Indiana. These things are over 70% sold out. You got to get signed up because look, if you're going to stand out there and you're going to do this, why not make the most? I mean, why not maximize the opportunity? Quit jacking around with this. This is your career. This is how you pay your bills. This is how you develop the lifestyle you want. This is how you feed your kids. Let's get serious about this. You want perfect survey scores? Come to my workshop. I'll show you how. You want customer retention 80, 85% within 9 months, 12 months tops? Come to my workshop. I'm going to show you how. It's so easy to do. It's not funny. You want to have that maximum sales? Come to my workshop. I'm going to show you how. Now, here's what's cool about my workshops. This is what people tell me. It's just not me telling you what's going to work. There's people always in my audiences who are regular customers. They come back for refreshers, or they bring new advisors to the class. And when somebody has a question, I'll answer it. And sometimes these other people will stand up and say, hey, look, 6 months ago, a year ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, when I came to this class, Jeff was showing us things, and I questioned him too. But we went back and did it, and we blew the roof off. So you're going to have people that have actually done and are doing what I'm going to recommend in this workshop that you do to make these numbers happen. I'm going to show you how to do it. Get yourself signed up. Dial 1-800-248-2931, 1-800-248-2931. Anybody picks up the phone can get you registered. Go to automotiveservicetraining.com, automotiveservicetraining.com. Get yourself registered there. Now, I also have Right Service, Write Your Own Paycheck, that book. You can get it hard copy, soft cover. You can get it downloaded in an ebook, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, our number. We'll sell it to you. That also has a video program. Individual writers, you got to get signed up for that video program. Why wouldn't you? I mean, are you serious about this or not? Real question. Business owners, I got virtual training. We got in-store training. You want to get reset faster? Have one of my expert trainers. I mean, they're the best in the business. Put them up against anybody. Come in, and within 5 to 10 days, we'll turn this thing around and get you numbers higher than you've ever seen, ever thought possible. Okay? And then here's what we call Pocket Guide. This in here, it's loaded up with ways to make benefit-based presentations, how to ask for the money, how to handle objections. If you want to learn how to close sales and handle objections, this is the only book you need. If you're writing service, call us at 1-800-248-2931, and we will help get you reset and on the path to success. And again, individual writers, if you got a leader, you got a business owner that's not interested in training, you call us. I got a special deal for you. All right? So, how do you reset? You got numbers that suck in August, as most of you do. The phone's already starting to, is that the phone I hear? Could be. It probably is. So we got to reset. How do we do that? Identify the numbers that have fallen and break that down. Why are those numbers fallen? Note what you were doing, you or the store was doing different. Number 3, correct those differences. Go back to what you were doing when you were successful. And now we're to number 4, which is to train. Now, you know that I sell training, and so you probably think I have a biased opinion, but it's just not me. I mean, get real. You know, when people get busy and they get successful, one of the first things they do is stop training, one of the key things that got them there. And here's what just blows my mind about this. These sports figures, for example, that we idolize. We follow their teams. We Google it. We were online all day long following their stats. We're in leagues ourselves, all this stuff, right? these most successful people that we pay hundreds of millions of dollars to never stop training. Even when the season's not going on, they're still training. Why? Because they know the second they stop training, their skill will deteriorate. If it deteriorates, they become less valuable to themselves, the families, the organizations, the fans, and it can go away just like that. You got to train, 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 train. I mean, you just have to. And then finally, number 5, you're not going to like this one, but if you want to reset, sometimes you need to really reset. Okay, you got to make things different. So one of the things I do when I find myself kind of going off the path to success is I change the times I come into the office and I change the times that I leave the office. Okay, so for example, if I'm coming in at 7 a.m. in the morning, I start coming in at 6:45 or 6:30. Now, it's just different. You ever walk into your business before, 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes early, and it's kind of quiet, it's all different? That kind of just, it just kind of lets you know that, hey, we're doing something different here. This is fresh. This is, and the same thing, stay late. If you've never stayed late and been the last one to leave your building, try that. It gives you a different feeling. Do one or both of those. Either come in early or stay late to get this reset happening so you can study these numbers and find out, why your numbers have fallen. You can note the differences. You can correct the differences. You can train. And when you come in early, that's when you're going to do that stuff. When you stay late, that's when you can do that stuff. Again, from what I can tell, these are ProTalk stats. Somewhere around 8.5, maybe 9 out of 10 service drives see their numbers fall drastically through the summer months because of the influx of customers that come in. When those customers come in, they don't have the time to properly handle them, and so their numbers and their stats fall. And what's crazy about that, they're doing sometimes twice the work for the same amount of money or slightly more, when if you just would have hung on or you get yourself reset, you can make substantially more off the 15 than you ever will off the 25. I will guarantee it. If you have any questions, call me anytime at that 1-800-248-2931 number. My name is Jeff Cowan from Jeff Cowan's Pro Talk. Between now and next week, here's what I want you to do. I want you to reset. I want you to be as successful as you can. I want you to maximize the opportunity, perfect survey scores, high retention, 2.5 hours per reporter so you can make the maximum amount of money. So go find as many customers as you can to make that happen. Prepare yourself, train yourself, and get the lifestyle that you deserve, because between now and next week, that is exactly what I'm going to do, is go find a whole bunch of customers, and I'm going to get them excited about me and Pro Talk, and I'm going to close those deals, and I'm going to continue, because I'm already living the lifestyle I want. I'm going to continue to live this great lifestyle. It's it's the United States of America, great place to be born. We already won the lottery. We're here. Make it a great week. Take care of yourself and be careful.